supply the income way until your retirement years, so until age 60. So there's the question of what if, especially if the spouse is not working. Okay, so the money has to be there to sustain also the lifestyle of not just the kids who have graduated, but also the spouse left behind. So just to give you an example, no, let's just round off your example earlier to just $1 million per year.
$1 million.
Okay, from 1.2, let's just look at $1 million per year.
That's like probably about 80,000+ per month.
Yes.
No? Yeah.
So if you have a 30-year-old, okay, who is earning $1 million per year, okay, and then he expects to work until age 60, so you're looking at 30 years to go. Okay, a very rough computation would be, if he died last night, if something happened to him last night and his income stops, we have to have a replacement fund of 1 million times the 30 years to go, so that leaves you with 30 million in sum assured. And this is very rough. This does not even factor in inflation. No?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's the question
that
we should ask.
that replacement income, but you know, maybe our viewers say, oh my God, 30 million, how can I make that ipon, diba?
Yeah.
Diba? So what are the ways on how they can do that?
Okay. Of course, the easiest, well, not really the easiest, but the most natural answer to that question is, one, do you have ready 30 million pesos in your bank account? If you do, then congratulations, you're among the very few people who have set aside a lot of money for the family. But if this person belongs to those who have not really prepared for it, okay, they probably have a little savings in the bank, but not that much. A way to go about it is to buy, of course, life insurance. Because life insurance requires you to only set aside a little amount on a regular basis. And the moment that that life insurance policy becomes in force, you have already created estate or wealth such that, of course, if these things, no, the unexpected happen to the person, the money is there.
Let's say, let's say 1 million nga, no? So, mga how much should they be able to set aside per month to be able to have the 30 million?
Okay. Ro, it depends on a lot of things, no? Primarily age, okay, because life insurance factors in the risk of a person as he ages. Okay?
So it should be earlier.
It should be earlier. No? So the younger you get life insurance, the better, because the premiums, the one that you have to set aside, would be relatively smaller than if you were to get it at age 50 or 60 years old.
There's still a lot of time for it to compound.
Correct.
Right?
Okay. So if you're looking at an example of a 30-year-old, probably just to set aside a 1 million policy.
Baka masyadong malaki yung 1 million a year. Let's just say na ang expenses niya for a year is 500,000.
500,000. Okay.
Kasi usually what we do is like 500,000, you multiply it by 10, and then that's 5 million. So that's how much your protection should be.
Yes.
5 million. And then when the family gets that, when something unfortunate happens to the family, the family can get the 5 million, two ways, no?
Yes.
2 ways that they can use that up. Number one, use it up, don't invest it, just leave it in your bank, and then withdraw 500,000 a year. It will get depleted in 10 years.
Yes.
Right? So, another thing is, you put it in an instrument that would yield about 10%, approximately 10%.
Yes.
And the yield of 5 million, 10% is 500,000. So, that's as if the breadwinner is still alive.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
So that's one way.
That's one way, right?
Actually, well, the good thing about the second scenario is that you're able to protect your principal. No? So actually, you don't look at just 10 years. No? If the money continues to earn interest, as long as your principal
for the
is there.
second scenario. And then you still create that 5 million. That 5 million is still intact,
correct.
Right?
So, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So these are some ways, no, that we can replace the income just in case any of the unexpected happens.
I see. Okay. What other things? Like you mentioned earlier, accident. Do they also get the same amount? Or I know with accidents, let's say the breadwinner is insured for 5 million, but the breadwinner died due to an accident, then it doubles, right?
Usually.
So the family will get 10 million.
10 million, yes.
So that's a lot of money.
That's right.
And that's, that will really secure the family.
And it's very important because accidents could happen earlier in life. No, you look at statistics, people usually die of natural causes as they age, but those who die young are usually because of they die because of accidents. So if you have a policy with an additional accident benefit, and it doubles the sum assured, then it's good for the family because chances are at this point in the life of the breadwinner, the dependents are still very needy of the money.
So income replacement, like our topic, the income replacement. What are the avenues where they can do that? You said one is life insurance. I think another one would be, of course, the bank deposits that you have, right? And other investments, maybe you have investments in the stock market or something. So as one plans that, you just have to see what you have. Let's say you need 5 million. Okay, I have 2 million in stock market. I have another million in the bank. So that's 2 plus 1, so 3. So 3 minus 5, so that's 2. So
Yes.
he has to be insured pa for 2 million.
2 million more, yes. No?
Okay.
It's good that you pointed that out, Ro, because as you said, it's important to take stock of what you have.
Yeah.
Okay? But of course, if you want to be conservative about it and so that your family will not have to touch whatever you have in the stock market or in the bank, then you have life insurance to cover for that.
I see. So that would really be a way, no? Of what about the properties and all that? Will they factor that in?
Actually, they could. No? However, there are certain tax issues that have to be considered, no, because those assets, no, or estate would not or cannot be liquidated that easily. Okay, and you have to take note of the situation where breadwinner dies unexpectedly, and the people left behind and the family members need the money right away.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure, no, in a few months' time or probably within a year, they'll be able to settle the estate. But
in the meantime,
they need money right now. So you have life insurance to cover for that need.
I see. So, again, so life insurance, but the life insurance, as what I gathered from you, is not just for the dead, but
Yes.
it's also for the living, most likely
Yes.
for the living. And one doesn't have to be dead or expired before he enjoys it, because he can also enjoy, if nothing happens,
Then he gets something.
then he gets something also, and you can also use it for retirement.
Yes, that's why they say life insurance. First of all, it's called life insurance because it's not for the dead, but it's for those who will be left behind, those who are living and left behind. And second, they say that life insurance covers two things. One is if a person dies too soon or he lives too long.
Yeah.
So either way, the benefits are given. Okay. So we have talked about death so far,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'd also like to focus on critical illness.
Okay.
Because income replacement becomes very relevant in the case of critical illness. One way of making sure that the family is protected just in case of critical illness is when a fund is set aside for that need,
Yeah.
critical illness. So when a person becomes critical ill, the typical question that you have to ask him is, now that you have learned that you have, for example, cancer, would you like to continue working or would you like to rest for a while and concentrate on your recovery? And in most cases, people will say, of course, I'd like to recover from this, I want to rest, and therefore, that might have an impact on income. No? So it usually stops. So a way to go about it is by, well, predicting.
Okay, let me just cut you off, or we're just going to be going on a break,
Okay.
and we'll be right back.
Ito po ang inyong kapiso, Tisay Alonso. At atin pong alamin kung tama ba ang ating paggastos at kung saan nga ba napupunta ang perang nahahawakan natin. Saan nga ba napupunta ang bawat sentimong nahahawakan natin? Ating alamin. Excuse me po, kuya, ate. May tatanong lang po ako sa inyo. Kuya, halika rito, kuya. Kung bibigyan kita ng 50 pesos, anong bibilin mo sa bibigay ko sa 50 pesos?
Panlalaro kong computer.
Pagkain for lunch. Bibili po ako ng ng pagkain ko.
Kung 500 pesos ang ibibigay ko sa inyo, ano pong bibilhin nyo?
Bibili ako ng load.
Siyempre, bigas.
Gamit. Mga t-shirts.
So nalaman na natin mula sa iba't ibang tao kung ano ang bibili nila kung bibigyan natin sila ng 50 pesos at napakalaking pagkakaiba nito kung bibigyan natin sila ng 500 piso. Financial Ninong,
Ano yung tanong mo yan?
naguguluhan po ako. Ano po bang pinagkaiba ng needs tsaka wants?
Ba malaki?
Gaano po kalaki?
Yung needs, yan ang pangangailangan na pag hindi mo makuha, ma-apekto masyado ang buhay mo. Pag pagkain, magugutom ka, maaari ka pa mamatay kung hindi ka kumakain. Yung wants, luho yun. Kaya meron ka nun o wala, tuloy ang buhay.
Tutunan natin ang pagkakaiba ng needs at wants at kung bakit mahalaga na maging malinaw sa atin ang pagkakaiba ng dalawang napakalaking bagay na yan sa ating buhay. So muli po, ito po si Tisay Alonso para sa Pisabilities presents Kapiso Mo, Tisay Alonso. Financial Ninong, ang out of load na eh. Pwede ba makitext?
Ano yan? Need ba yan o what?
Both.
Ano yung text mo? Yung ba yun? Mag-hi ka lang o dahil meron ka kailangan?
Tatanong ko lang po kung kumain na ba yun. Okay lang po ba? Kasi nung naman nag-aalala ako sa baby ko.
Okay lang.
Sige po, pero na po. Cellphone po ba to o calculator?
Cellphone.
Hello once again. This is, you are watching the Business Portal and our topic for today is income replacement. I am your host, Rowena Cuico Suarez. So, earlier, before we went on a break, we talked about the two causes for income replacement, the two reasons why we should get an income replacement. One is due to death, and another one is critical illness. So, so can you tell us more about this?
Okay, so we said that critical illness usually happens to people, sometimes in their younger age, but for most people it's in their 40s or 50s or even their 60s. One way of computing how much you should be able to set aside for critical illness is, as I've said, when a person gets diagnosed, he usually prefers to rest for a while, probably concentrate on his recovery, let's just say for 2 years. And in this period where income stops, a way of computing how much needs to be set aside is by simply multiplying his current annual income by 2.
By 2 for
Yes.
critical illness.
Okay. Now you have to take
Why
note.
2?
2 years because, well, it's just it's just an assumption that a person undergoes medical treatment and recovers within 2 years for a critical illness. Of course, it is his choice if he wants to rest longer or he wants to rest earlier than 2 years. No? But 2 is a good number to consider when setting aside funds for this. So, if this